Dark Harvest. The movie kicks off with this eerie warning about Sawtooth Jack, this legendary creature destined to rise on Halloween night from the cornfield and head straight for the church gate. It's a total disaster if he's not stopped, and he's got the town on edge. We're talking about a quaint Midwestern town dealing with an ancient curse or some buried secret, and every year they face off against this fiery creature in what they call the Run. Now, Jim Shepard is the latest hero to conquer the Run. For his bravery, the mayor hooks him up with a swanky new house and a shiny Cadillac, giving him permission to hit the road and leave town. Jim's got a brother, Rich, who pleads to tag along, but rules are rules. So even though it's tough, Jim says his goodbyes and heads out, fully aware of the weight of the town's expectations and the legacy he carries. Now Richie wants to follow in his brother's footsteps, win the Run, and leave town. Halloween's creeping up in just 3 days, and this town is buzzing with prep for the Run. Sheriff Jerry has the high school crew in training mode, giving them the lowdown on how to handle this spooky showdown. His advice? Lock yourself in your room, cut off from your parents and friends, and brainstorm hard on how to tackle Sawtooth Jack. He's joining that Run, come what may. Richie is also dealing with a heap of bullying from Riley and his crew. Frustrated and mad as a hornet, he decides he's had enough, swipes a car, and makes a break for it, aiming to leave town in the dust. But the sheriff's having none of it, and Richie gets caught at the border, facing a brutal beating. Meanwhile, the high school gang is deep in prep mode for the Run. They've barricaded themselves in their rooms, a hardcore lockdown, no water, no snacks, and absolutely no leaving for even a bathroom break. It's like a pressure cooker in there. If they gotta go, well, they're doing it right in the room. Richie and Mitch are amped up for the Run, excitement oozing out of them. But Bud's got a nagging feeling in his gut, doubts tugging at him. They hatch a plan to track down and face Sawtooth Jack head on, thinking they can outsmart the monster. They snag a truck and hit the road, full of adrenaline. But in the heat of the moment, they collide with someone or something. Heart racing, they stumble out of the truck, expecting to find Sawtooth Jack. To their disbelief, he's standing right there in the cornfield. Charlie charges forward to confront the creature, but tragedy strikes. Sawtooth takes him down. The horror escalates as Mitch and others meet a similar grim fate. It's a bloodbath, and Richie's crew is dwindling fast. Amidst the chaos, Richie crosses paths with Kelly, a surprise participant in the Run, defying the norm that typically excludes girls. Richie and Kelly realize that hammers and knives won't cut it against Sawtooth. They need serious firepower. So Richie takes matters into his own hands, quite literally, and nabs the sheriff's car, where he knows there's a spare gun stashed away. Meanwhile, the town's turning into a chaotic whirlwind. While the chaos unfolds, they raid the local cakes and meat shop, desperately scavenging for anything to quell their gnawing hunger. Jerry, being the sly one, tricks Richie and Kelly by having Edith send a fake distress message over the cops' radio, baiting them to Oak Street. But just when they think they've got him figured out, Sawtooth makes a dramatic entrance. Richie spots Sawtooth's belt buckle, a dead ringer for his own. Luckily, they dodge Sawtooth yet again. He goes all detective and starts asking his mother, Donna, about what really happened to the past Run winners. Turns out the story he'd been fed doesn't add up. Most of those winners, they're either pushing up daisies or living miles away, not enjoying some carefree post-victory life. Things take a dark and twisted turn when Donna takes her own life. She leaves behind a request for Richie to stop this Sawtooth madness once and for all. The plot thickens even more as Richie connects the dots. His dad, Dan, is knee-deep in this messed-up scheme, cozying up to Sheriff. Richie realizes that the winners aren't leaving town. They're becoming the very next Sawtooth Jack for the next horrifying year. Sawtooth Jack is actually Richie's own brother, Jim, who turned into this monstrous creature after winning the run. Towards the end of Dark Harvest, Richie decides he can't let more lives be lost due to this twisted scheme. He chooses an unexpected path. He chooses to help Sawtooth Jack, who is revealed to be his brother Jim, in reaching the church. However, just when it seems like a chance for a different ending, Riley, a wrench in the works, appears and opens fire on Sawtooth. Sawtooth wrests Richie's gun and takes his own life, ultimately making Richie the unintended victor. Richie receives his own shiny Corvette and some cash to flee the town, just like his brother Jim. Kelly's rolling with him, aiming for an escape. Unfortunately, Sheriff Jerry's on their tail. Jerry pulls the classic bad cop move, forcing Richie to halt and dragging him into the cornfield at gunpoint. Richie has come prepared and ends up turning the tables, shooting Jerry in self-defense. But just when it seems like they might get away, out of the blue, a farmer dude comes in and knocks Richie out cold with a heavy hit to the head. Next thing you know, Richie is buried alive in that cornfield. Meanwhile, Kelly becomes a helpless witness to this horror show, too scared to even move a finger. Dan, Richie's dad, shows up and tells Kelly to bolt before things get worse. So she takes off, leaving behind a nightmare that'll haunt her forever. In the next Halloween, we see that Farmer digs Richie up and strings him on a cross. Then he grabs a pumpkin, carves a face on it, and slips it over Richie's head. Over time, the pumpkin rots and sort of fuses with Richie's face, giving him that sawtooth monster look. Come Halloween night, Richie's dad, Dan, comes to visit. He takes Richie down from the cross and pushes him for revenge, wanting him to burn the whole town down to a crisp.